Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva-samarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sakana Bhavatu Sakano Bhunaktu Sakabhiryam Kadabhavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Murtive Brahma Vidhyacharyaya Nachiketase Cha. Good morning. So we are done up to the 4 mantras of the second Valli of second Adhyaya of Kathopanaishad. I'm sorry we missed the last 2 classes because of the Maharudram. So today we'll quickly recap what we saw in the last class and then we take it forward. In this Valli, Yamadharmaraja is imparting again the Atma Jnanam to Nachiketas. Particularly to give him the method by which he can pursue the path of realization. The method is na iti ev. That means not this and not this, to negate that which is not the Atma. You see, we can say in this world, in the context of our spiritual pursuit, there are 2 sections of the people. Those who call themselves as Nastikas and the others as Astikas. They are Sanskrit terms. We simply translate Nastika to an atheist or the denier of the God. Literally it means, Asti means existence. Na asti means non-existence. So Nastika is one who denies existence beyond the embodied life. For them, a life is born, a life is destroyed, there's nothing after that. And during the embodied life, there is nothing called Atma that live eternally. In contrast, an Astika is one who fervently commits the existence of that which is permanent, Atma. That is why sometimes Nastikavadam is equated to naysaying to the God, because God is that Atma, Paramatma, that which exists all the time. So, if you are a Nastika, then you have no worry about understanding what happens after death. If you're an Astika, that you believe in existence, then you have lots of questions to understand what is that in me that is permanently existing. What happens after the physical death of the body? And without understanding this, it is very difficult for you to comprehend the Jiva Ishvara Aikyam, which is the import of Vedas. So this is a question which Nachiketas asked. So Yamadharmaraja started explaining this in the first mantra. Puram ekadasham dvaram ajasya vakrachedasaka anushthayana choshti vimuktasya uchyate yedat vaitat. He said, firstly, let you understand you are not the body, because the body is a Puram, a city of Egadasha Dwaram, 11 gates in your city, 11 passageways for input and output, with which the city thrives. So you are the emperor of the city, you use the city, you relish the city. See, this is the difference comes from the delusion that we have about I and my. So I asked, how are you today? And you say, I'm not so well. Why? Well, my body is hurting. My leg is hurting. Well, your leg is hurting. Why are you not well? My leg is hurting. I am not well. So the my becomes I. And we very easily, casually interchange the I and my. My shirt is dirty. Am I not well? No, I am fine. So here the my is not confused. My shirt is dirty, I go and wash it. I don't feel sad for that. So the more closer the embodiment to us, the identity confusion happens. So I regret for my body's decay. No harm in regretting because it's a tool. But the death of body is not death of you, because I am not my body. That's why the example God gave us a thing. Because mind, we very clearly know that. My mind, we say. So anything you touch, my mind, it's not you. My is there. Then he said, okay, if I'm so, fine. So the truth about myself is encapsulated in my indwelling Atma, but is he only inside me? For that he said, no. Hamsaga sushishat, vasuhu andarikshat, hoda vedishat, adidihi dronasat, nushat, varasat, trudasat, vyomasat, abja, goja, yudaja, adrija, rudam brihat. So the Rishi outpoured in a poetical form that Atma, the Puriswaran, which is in the Pura, is also in the sun, in the Swarga, in the air, in the interspace, in the fire, in the earth, in your house as a guest, in your house, as a human being, as a deity, as a god, as a Rakshasa, as a yoga, Abja, Goja, all this waterborn, earthborn, yagya. So he throws everything that he can see in front of his eyes and say, in all indwelling is that Atma. That Atma is Brahman, Brihat. So he is giving you the Sarvatma Bhavam. So the first mantra, I have to associate myself with my indwelling Atma, not this body-mind complex. The second mantra, that association is not just to this embodiment, but for every embodiment here in this world. Therefore, I have a Sarvatma Bhavam. So I bring reverence to all I see. Ishavasyam idagum sarvam. So I revere them. So it is trying to make you elevate your vision from a simple, limited being, not I live in my house, my family, my health, through all this, because you are beyond that. That's what it says. So we saw this too. Then, in the next mantra, which we saw in the last class as well, 3 and 4, he is bringing a little bit more interesting concepts to move you inside you towards the truth. It says, Urdhvam pranam unnayatya panam pratyakasyati. Unnayatya apanam pratyakasyati. Urdhvam pranam unnayatya unnayat apanam pratyakasyati. Matye vamanam asinam vishve deva upasate. Urdhvam pranaha unnayati apanam. The prana apana. See, the prana shakti is called a Mukhya prana, which is a life energy, we say. It comes as the inhalation and exhalation. The prana that goes out, and then prana that comes in, the air that comes in. So I call them pranavayu and apanavayu. Apanavayu goes down, pranavayu goes up. It also changes into samanavayu, which distribute, vyanavayu, which controls the different part of the nervous system, udhanavayu, which ejects all your things that goes out, your sneezing, all the excretion, everything happens with udhanavayu. The death comes with udhanavayu. So this Shakti is in different form, but that Mukhya Pranan is where it is. Vamanam is Bhudyarham Angushtatmanah. Matye Asinam. It's in the heart, it is there. So Mukhya Prana is in the heart. Vishve Deva Upasate. All other senses, devatas, worship them. We saw that in last class, right? So here in this mantra, next mantra, he bring in certain conditional clauses. It's called Anmayam and Vyatirekam. Anmayam means, see, this Anvaya Vyatireka Niyamam is used in Vedanta, in Tarka, to find the real cause of things. And you take the cause and effect study. If I say, for example, Balamama, good thing you came here with your singing, you made the day beautiful. So now I'm saying a positive condition. The day is beautiful because Balamama sang nice songs. Anvaya. Suppose if I go and see KK and say, KK, it's good you brought all the food. You made the day good. Now what happened? That is Anvayam. But the day is good either because of Balamama singing or because of KK's good food. So what is the real cause? For that, you should bring another statement, negatively enforcing. I say, Mama, had you not come, this would be a disaster. You came, Great, everything went well. Had you not come, it'd be disaster. The second negative part is called vyatirekam. So when I say it together, I make a conditional clause to make what is the real cause. So yat tatve tat tattva, by which, by existence of which something exists. This is Anvaya. Yat abhave tat abhavaha, by non-existence of which something does not exist. Tat tasya karma. So this is the name. Don't worry about too much on this. So here what he's saying, because of the prana, which all the indriyas are worshipping, there is existence in the body. Atmanaha esha prano jayate, yes esha purushe chaya. Like the shadow that comes out of the man and he walks in the light, prana comes out of Atma. This is called a Mukhya prana. So there is then inference from this. Therefore, the prana is Atma. Is it not? Without prana, nothing there. This is fine. I mean, you are now going from one level closer. You said body is Atma, we discarded. Mind is Atma, we discarded. Now you say prana is Atma because it makes sense to you, to us now, because prana is gone, everything is gone. So we are going to discard that. But it is better it is going through. Asya visramsamanasya sarirastasya dehinah dehat vimucyamanasya kimmatra parishyase yetat vaidat. Here he gives a vyatireka. Asya visra samsanasya. Visra samanasya. Visra samanasya means when it's getting out. Dehinaha sarirastasya dehinaha. Dehi, remember that Dehi is one who has the body, not the Deham. My body and I is a Dehi. My body is my Deha. So for the Dehi, for the Jiva, this prana, when it is getting out of this body, Dehat vimucyamanasya, when it gets out of the body, kimamatra parishishyade. What else is there in this body? Nothing there. Body become an inert object. So Jiva is not there. So the Jiva, therefore, prana. So here is forcing it more, saying that prana, without prana, the Jiva doesn't exist. So you can say, oh, therefore Jiva is prana. After all, there is a mantra which says Jiva, Jiva, prana dharane. Because it is inhaling, it is using prana shakti, it's called Jiva. See, the word Jiva itself, if you turn it around, it's called Jivya Vijaya, Vij. Like the va and b in ba in Sanskrit are interchangeable sometimes. Bij, Jiva, Bija. Jiva is a bijam of embodiments. Jiva is a seed that carries the causes for embodied living, embodiment. Karma palaga, vasana, ajnanaga. So when it is given the energy of life by prana shakti, so you take a seed, it's just sitting there. The moment you throw into the fertile ground, it started growing. The sprout comes on the top, the root goes in the bottom. Coming, what goes up is the prana, what goes down is the apana. See, prana, apana, don't just think in the form of air. It is an energy, subtle energy. Prana Shakti is that pravritti hai, it brings out. Apana Shakti goes down. The Vyana, Samana Shakti, all that is in the tree. You know, that when it grows into a tree, the top of the branch has got the green leaves and it gets nutrition from the root. So what is giving that? There is a heart in this tree which is pumping it all. So it is the Jiva. So it reinforces our thinking, therefore, Pranatma is Jiva. That's what it is. So this Vyatireyam of this mantra and the Anvayam of the third mantra give enough ground for us to think Prana is the Atma, which is incorrect. For that, he gives the next mantra. So you may have a doubt. How does this Prana Shakti, Prana mantra, it is very individualistic. So Prana is my inspiration, my respiration, my life energy. How does it equate to the Paramatma? That we need to understand. The Shuddha Brahmam, Shuddha Brahma Tattvam, Achalam, Nirvikaram, Anantam, when it expresses itself through its power of Maya Shakti, then we call the Parabrahmam as Ishvara. That's where the prana created. Prana, this is called Avyakrita Prana. Avyakrita Prana means it's an unmanifest prana, Prana Shakti, energy, which is the presence of Maya Shakti on the basis of the Ishvara. Ishvara is a Shaktiman. Man means one who possesses. Shaktiman, Buddhiman. He holds the Shakti. In Shakti, the prana is created. The prana is the Jagat Karanam, Avyaktam, Avyakruta Prana. From that, it creates the Stula Sushma Sariram for this. The Karana Prabhanjam, Ishvara Prana. Understand? So every prana that in the inhalation, exhalation I do, every jivas do, is the Ishvara Prana. So when we are analyzing the Prana Tattvam in ourselves, and then transcending that to become the Ishvara Tattvam, it is same as analyzing the cosmic prana to achieve the Shuddha Brahma Tattvam. So Adhyatma Vidya is Brahma Jnanam. So we call it Atma Jnanam, Atma Vidya is same as Brahma Vidya. So there is no interchange. So the idea is that if I am going and searching for Ishvara outside, it's like the science, Science goes to find the truth of everything. It will therefore go infinitely, never will find the truth. It will make progress, often progress, sometime regression, but it will bring out new ideas, new concepts, and it will find fascinating way it develops in the future to an infinite cycle. But when you turn into Adhyatma Vidya, here instead of we finding the Atma, we start negating what is not Atma in our view. So the method of learning is slightly different. And by discarding, our disposition changes from that of a drik instead of a drishya. We don't look for objects for manipulation, but we turn the subject, which is the seer. And because the seer cannot be seen, we negate all that is seen as not the seer, and therefore we will remain as a seer with the complete awareness of it. That's called a realization. That's the end of all. Veda Andam, the end of knowledge. So you can see, therefore, the scientific philosophies and the inquiries of the external world, even the Ishvara worship, all the elaborate rituals, puja, all that will give you all the progress, but it'll go on forever without liberating you from this cycle of birth and death. Whereas when you go the Adhyatma Vidya, you attain the salvation of it. For that, we are going step by step, and we come to the point where the prana, the Mukhya prana, is that which is propelling us to embodiments. And here in the mantra, next mantra, is discarding that. He says, na pranena, na apanena, matyo jivadi kaschana, itarena tu jivanti, yasminne etau upashritau. He's bringing interesting one. He says, hey, I told you about the prana apana, which makes the life form. For the Matthew, for whoever is dying, for the human beings or anybody who dies, for him, na jivadi does not live by what? Na pranena, na apanena. He is not living, human beings are, or Jiva is not living by prana and apana. In fact, Edau, these two, prana and apana, ubhashritau yasmin, by which they are living. That is, itarayanitu. That is something different. That which tu jivanti. So man lives not by prana and apana and all this life energy, but on which this life energy itself depending on. What it means is the prana is functioning in the body because of something else. The something else, itarena, is the Atma. Now, we normally say somebody is dead because his heart stopped pumping. No, somebody is dead because the prana has gone out, the heart stopped pumping. The prana goes out, heart stops. Not because heart stops, the prana goes. The prana is what brings in. But that prana shakti also indwells in this body and animates because of itarenatu, which is that Atma. So that is what is to be understood. So it is by this mantra, he negated a potential risk of taking, not a potential risk. There is a theory. There are schools which takes prana is the Atma. So they pursue that approach of pranopasana, and they stop there. So this mantra says, no, it is beyond that. Okay. Next mantra. No, 6, he is bringing an interesting transition. He's saying now, let's see the mantra first. Hanta taitam pravashyami Guhyam Brahma Sanatanam Yatacha Maranam Prapya Atma Bodhi Gautama. Hanta Gautama. Hanta is a shabda to say, like, very well. Okay. Well, fine. Like that, yeah, to converse with the human being. In Veda, this shabdam is used. Veda has got three shabdas for this kind of a context. Swaha means it's invoking or inviting or calling the devatas. Agni Swaha, Mritve Swaha, Vayu Swaha. Swaha is addressing that devata. Swata is addressing the Piturs. Tarpana, you would have seen that Swata Shabdam comes there. In conversing with the human beings, use Hanta. Swata, Swaha, Hanta. Here is a Hanta. Hanta also got another meaning. Hanta also means punaha, punaha, again. Why he says, Hanta pravashyami. Punaha, I'm saying again to you what I'm going to say. Idam guhyam brahma sanatanam. Idam, this guhyam means this supreme secret Brahma Sanatanam. Brahmam, which is Sanatanam. Sanatanam, not Dhanam. Dhanam means wealth, temporary. Tanam means permanent. Sana is Sata. So Sanatana means that which is permanent. I'm going to talk about this Brahmam again. Punaha. Yatacha, also I'm going to do how Maranam Prapya Atma Bhavati. After the death, this here Atma is Jiva. Jiva Bhavati. What happened to Jiva? This is also a secret, Guhyam. So what basically he's saying, I'm giving you two secrets to you. One, how is the eternal Atma is. Second, how after death the Jiva, who doesn't have the Atma Jnana, attains. Now this is exactly recalling the third boon which Nachiketas asked. In the Pradama Valli, Pradama Adhyaya, mantra 20, it says, Yeyam prete vishitiksa manushe astidi eke na ayam astidi iti cha eke. Astidi eka na ayam astidi cha eke. Edat vidyam anushishdvaya aham varanam yesha varashtritiya. Give me the third boon where people say after death it exists or doesn't exist. People are saying differently. That is he recalls that one. It's a sign of good teacher. Good teacher always bring in what is asked, the answer he gives in the right context. So you say, so I'm going to tell you the two things I'm going to tell you about the eternal Atma and about the status of Jiva who doesn't have Atma Jnanam after the death. And the next mantra. Here he's going to go. Here what he does, he focuses on the second part first. The sixth mantra, these are two things, right? I will tell you again about Atma and about what happens to Jiva after death. Seventh mantra, he takes the second part. I will tell you what happens to Jiva. Yonim anye prapadyante sharidadvaya dehinaha sthanum anye anusamyanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. It's a beautiful mantra. Dehinaha, anye dehinaha. Dehinaha means dehi is a jiva. Anye dehinaha, some jivas. yonim prabatyante. They attain yoni. Yoni means the womb or the life form, generally the life form. They attain the life form. For what? Sariratvaya, in order to take the body. Why? In order to expend their karma pala. They take a body of an animal or a human being or whatever. What about others? Anye, some other, all other jivas, sthanum anusamyanti. Sthanum means that which doesn't move. I mean the trees and plants and things like that. Anusamyanti, they reach that. So basically, those jivas who do not attain the Atmajnanam after death, either born as a life form of human being or animals or the plants, you know. Some say, no, no, once you become a human being, you cannot come down to the animal form or a plants form. They say that. They even quote the Shavadara, how it shows the evolution of principles like Darwin's theory of evolution, Matsya Kurma, Vamana, like that it goes in. No, 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 that is not correct because that kind of a force fitting is not good. The Shavadaram is not end of avataras. The Shavadara, 10 avataras which Puranas has highlighted for us to understand devotion, to create devotion. God comes in infinite avatars. So many avatars happen. And even if you take Dashavatara in great faith, then you see Kalki Avatara is half hearts and this. So anybody can be born in any form. I can be born as a tree. I don't know. So this is not something we know. So after death, the death happens. After the death, so you attain this body and then you go, the prana carries as per your yada karma yatashrutam. Very beautiful. By your karmas, karma means karma palas, yadashrutam, by your upasanas. It means whatever you accumulated as your investment, like you save money, you work hard, save money, put in a bank, and it will come to you, you will use it. Sometimes the small dividends comes this month itself. Sometimes you have to wait. But it cannot be negated. Like the UPS parcel comes to you and deliver it home, whether you are there or not. The good punyas, fortunes will come to you, knocking your door down. Same does the papas comes. So this papa punya that you accumulate through your karmas, and shrutam means by upasanas, by mental karmas, they accumulate these things. Of course, karmas of many type. No, tamo karma, tamasa karma, rajasa karma, sattvic karma. Each karmas give you a different thing. Bhagavan says in the Gita, Anishtam Ishtam Mishram Cha Trividham Karmanaha Phalam. Anishtam, that you don't like, Ishtam, that you like, Mishram, a combination of this. So you will get what you like, what you don't like, or the mixture of it as your karma pala. Bhavati Adhyaginam Pretya. Pretya, after your death, for you it will come. But if you are an Atma Jnani, na tu Sannyasinam Krachit. Forever for sannyasis, for Atmajnanis, it doesn't happen. So this karma palas is what you do. And how does it take me to another body? This is what I said. The jiva is a bija. It carries your DNA for karma palas. All your vasanas are sad. Like, the rose is fragrant, but you smell the vasana because the vayu brings this fragrance to you. Same way, the prana takes away the vasanas, which is your depository of your karma palas, upasana palas. Samshriti Vakyam says, Yada prajnavi sambhava. What you are thinking in your mind, you know, at the time of death, if you think of something, you become that, they say. Mahatma Gandhi said, Hey Ram, at the time of death. Someone said Narayana and went to Surga. So don't take comfort so that you can do all the papas and at the time of death you will say God's name on your time, because you cannot say at that time. Because when the death comes in, the prana subsides, all the energies are going down, indriyas are withdrawing himself. You have no power to think. So what is there, shining there, is what you always forgot to see. Because like if I put an incense stick in a big bright light, the incense stick doesn't show up because the big lights eludes them. But everything shuts down. The darkness, the light glows. Like that, your vasanas glows when you are dying as a movie. It shows what all you have deposited in your mind, what all you are seeking in your life, what all the papa punya you did. Like a picture, secret picture. Chitragupta. So Chitragupta, the accountant of Lord Dharmaraja, it is only inside you. When it runs that, and when the prana goes away at the time, what was the shot that you saw? That's what going to happen. That is, yatha prajnam hi sambhava. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam, yatha prajnam asambhava. That's you're going to born into that part. So it is our responsibility, therefore, to ensure the picture is censored, it is cleansed, it runs always punya karma or always jnana vilasam. That means you have to start depositing that right now from every moment. Of course, if you are able to do all your actions as karma yoga first, remember what is karma yoga, and attain a karma sannyasa state. Remember what is karma sannyasa. Karma yoga is doing for the benefit of others, sacrificing without expecting returns, your nitya karma, naitimya karma, your niyama karmas on time properly, with the right attitude, the right mind. Karma sannyasam is even giving away the thought that I am doing karma yoga. Like Karna was doing everything, but still was not liberated because he knows that the ego that I am the giver, even the I has to give it away, becomes karma sannyasi, then God takes care of it then. So if you don't want this journey of embodiments, your bijam has to be emptied. Without this DNA codes of the next janmas, the mixed up power punyas. Therefore, what do you do? You can't not do anything. You do everything, do as a karma yoga and karma sannyasa. So papa punya doesn't come to you. That's why in a family, if somebody is like that, as nishkamya, yogi, siddha, sannyasi, he's a sannyasi. He may be living in this world, but he's a sannyasi. So what happens to his karma? If he does something good, as a punya comes in, what happens to the punya? Because he cannot have it, it goes to his place, wherever he is. So satsangatve nissangatvam. The whole lineage of the family in which he is born is sanctified. That's the reason we go to satsanga, because some Mahatma will be there, his presence will create this punya. So either you do that way as Jivan Mukta, or you take this seed and roast it. A roasted seed doesn't germinate. How do you roast it? In Jnanagni. So in your life, when you're doing work, you always listen Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam. This fire will roast your karmas. So you may have the prarabdha karma to spend in this world, but everything is burnt away. So Jiva, it's like na tu sannyasinim pachit. You never have this problem again. But here we are talking about Jivatmas who have no such knowledge of it. So that's why you do this. But how do I do this karma yoga, the upasana, with the purity of thought? This is a kind of putting the horse before the cart. But either way, karma yoga, upasana, purify the heart. The purified heart will do karma yoga and upasana at a karma sannyasa level. So purification is very important. I think this is the part I would say. One question which Yogesh asked about achamanam. Why do you do achamanam, and why do you do it at the end of the sandhya vandanam? Should we do it? Should do it as much as possible. Because the very word achamanam, acha is the root to say to purify. Achamanam means to purify the mind. Um, why you have to purify the mind? My mind is pure, you say? Amekyo vai purushaha. This the Shatatva Brahmana says, Amekyo vai purushaha. That means the purushas, means human being or jivas, are generally impure. This is the Veda Vakyam. Generally impure. Hey, I do all the satkaryas. Yeah. Why so? Why it says impure? Because you say, Yata nrutam vatati, because he lies. Veda says human being lies. No, I don't lie. I only speak the truth. I only speak the fact I know. No, it's we without we knowing it, we lie. Somebody sent me a forward. Oh, this is happening. I forwarded 10 people. But then in the forward seemed to be a wrong thing. What I have done, I forwarded something which is not truth. When you are selling something not truth, it's a lie. Well, I didn't know. That's a different matter. But you lied. I lied. See, Vishaya, the word Vishaya, the etymologically what it means is it is something that the ears are perceiving. So ears are linked to hear. So when you're giving Vishaya, it's become a part of the Shravanam. So it is going to somebody's mind. A truth, a non-truth, when it goes, it's a lie. In everything we do, right? Sanjaya tells Yudhishthira that Vyasa say, so that was Janamejaya, Vaishambhayana told Janamejaya. So like that it goes in a parampara. He said, he said, he said, he said, he said, he said. So can I also say that to somebody else? you can say with the thought that this is Shruti Vakyam, therefore I just propagate it. Or I say with the Vinayam that I do not know the truth of it, but I forward it knowing that I may be lying. The Vinayam is there. So you have everything. So what the point is, everything you need to analyze it. Fact is not truth. Fact is what your mind factorizes. And your mind is not pure. How can it factorize it? You're wrong. A filthy filter cannot filter it pure. So just because I see, and I always tell this example, right? A woman runs, a man follows her running. A policeman comes and asks you, did you see a man chasing a woman? I say, yes, I saw it with both eyes. Fact. The truth may be, it may be completely different case. The man may be running, jogging, and the woman may be chased by somebody else who you not see. Facts hallucinate you, delude you. But I have to live with this fact. Fine. But then you submit the fact with the Vinayam that I do not know the truth of it. This is what I think happened. So there is a imposed lie in it. So doesn't matter. So I don't want to go into detail, but so yathanutam vatati, for the reason, see, when you are absolutely pure and suddham, you are Brahman. You become Advaita. The very reason you see yourself separate from the Ishvara, because Tvaitam, because Ashuddham, there's a blemish. The blemish may be in many parts. So, what do you have to do? You have to remove the blemish. How do you remove the blemish? You do all this dharma karyas, karma yoga, karma sannyasa, and also be with the right. So the achamanam, come back to the achamanam. So achamanam is bringing water. So this is the niyamam for the men to do sandhya vandanas. On all the pujas you do achamanam. Same way for the women folks to light the lamp. It's like achamanam. So both, if you look at it, it is to be associated with the fire and the water. Both are pure. They are purifiers. They are pure by themselves. Fire is the absolute purifier because it's an absolute consumer of everything else. Water is a purifier, but it is visibly taking your filth away, dirt away. Water is fire also. Ganges, when you go in Kashi, you see all the filth it carries, but we take it as a bath, as a Shuddha Brahman it is. So water is purifier. So in Achamanam, we take the water. Now we say Achyudaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. So 3 times, okay, Adhyatma, Adhidevikam, Adhibhautikam, Shantam in all 3 angles. The rishis carry this kamantalas, with water. It's not just for thirsty, They want to be with water. Because the sannyasis cannot do Agnihotra. They cannot touch the fire. Because that is reserved for the grahasthas to do. So they take water. Nadi Dhiram is very important. There's a water flows, it's like a temple. It's purifier. So as long as you are with a purifier, you may get purified. As long as you're in satsang, you get satvishayam. When you are under the light, your darkness fades away. When you are in the blowing wind, your dust particles fly away. When you are with water, your ashuddhas goes away. Chitta Shuddhi, therefore you do. So Achamanam is for that. And we do that before the puja, after the puja. Anytime you can do Achamanam because it is, but you must have the bhavam. It's not like putting and drinking it for thirst. No, it is, oh, may you purify my internal vrittis, internal atmas, internal bodies. That's what we do. So what we conclude here is that when this mantra yatha karma yatha shrutam, they take a path. They say, if you go in the south path, they say Dhuma Marga, Dakshinayana. They take embodiments in the Bhurbhuvasva, in these three worlds, earth, intercontinental, or the Swarga, different body. But if your Upasana Palam is so good, you may make embodiments in the Mahat, in Jana, Tapaha, in Satyaloka. But you still have a samsara. You keep on going and coming. Anishtam, Ishtam, Mishram, cha. Trividam. You do that one there. So what we take it from this mantra is that let's purify our heart and mind. Let us make sure that our deposit of vasanas are from this moment onwards, at least, be pure. And we do this yatha karma, yatha shrutam, yatha pragyam, to be always a satvishechara. Because the tamo guna, tamo karma, rajas karma will always lead you towards punya papa mishram, too much. So we must do that one there. So we stop it here and we take it in the next class, the next mantras. Om Sakana Vavatu Sakana Punattu Sakaviryam Karavavakai Tejasvinavadidamastuma Vitvishavagayi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaskar.